Hi and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. I hope you're all well today. So today we're going to do a flow which is binds related. So it's going to be a blissful bind flow. So that's going to be moving our body, binding it, twisting it, really getting the blood flow through our body, which is going to help stimulate that weight loss that we're looking for. So it's not going to be an intense fire burning flow, but it is going to twist and turn and bind and get ourselves really moving and getting the body open. So like I said, it can increase the blood flow throughout the body, and that helps with fat burning and weight loss. So I hope you enjoy it. It won't be a long flow. We're going to make it nice and quick. If you're going to want longer flows, then please check out my new website that's going to be launching soon, and that's mclaireyoga.com. And there you'll be able to find full flows for beginners, intermediates, advanced. We have yogi bells, which is yoga and a kettlebell, just to add the loading the weights. Loading the poses to create that really nice toned body. And then we also have the Yogi Bears one, which is the kids Yogi Bear yoga for little kiddies to help them to move their little bodies. So check that out. It's coming soon, and I'll keep you posted as soon as it gets launched. But let's get started. Okay, since this is our bindy flow, we want to start to just warm everything up. We don't want to get into any binds and then hurt ourselves. So we're going to come up into our downward facing dog to begin with, but we're going to add movement into the body so that we can really get into those binds. So to begin with, you may find that just coming into this position is a little difficult. Trying to get your heels towards the floor, you might feel a little stiff. So if you have a bend in the knee or you're up on your toes, that is perfectly fine. I just want you to add movement here, whatever feels good for you, to really open up the body. You can stand and walk your legs in one spot. You can add movement side to side. You can do whatever you want. You can add a little bounce here to get deeper into the arms as well in the back. Do whatever feels good for you. This is a blissful flow. So I want you to feel that bliss, that enjoyment, that peace and calm and relaxation as well. Because for our bodies to lose weight, often it's not all about the hardcore exercising that we do. Often it's our bodies when they're under enormous amounts of stress and we're not able to take care of them. We're not sleeping properly. We're not eating properly. We're in that fight mode all the time. And that, unfortunately, doesn't do any good for our weight loss. We tend to store fat around our middle, and our cortisol levels are skyrocketing, which is our stress hormone. And so then we hold on to that fat instead of what we want to do, which is burn it and release it. So this flow, which is our Blissful Binds flow, is all about feeling relaxed and calm, getting deep into those areas that we don't often do it, moving the body in an enjoyable way. So please, instead of thinking I've got to work, so hard and get so sweaty to lose that weight, remember it's not always about that. It's actually about coming back to our baseline, our equilibrium and peace and calm. So let's get going. We're going to come forward and bend into our upward facing dog, but keep on your toes. Push through your hands and then push back into our downward facing dog. You can come up on your toes and make this into a really nice wave-like motion. Push your hips up and do this at your own pace as well, adding as much movement as feels comfortable in the beginning of the practice. Then do 2 more. Last one. And then you step forward with your right foot in between your hands into our high lunge. I just want you to move back and forth as well, just getting deep into the body here, adding a little rock. Step back into plank, and then change sides, stepping your left foot in between your hands again, adding that little rock back and forth. Sinking your hips down, focusing on your inhales and exhales, keeping your heart rate. We don't want to really increase our heart rate today. We want to try and keep it as low as possible so that that body can really feel calm and relaxed and blissful. Step back into our plank, go through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push through your hands, try and keep your toes together and your thighs off the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. And I want you to come over, sink your hips down towards the right side, really getting that nice length, and then looking over your left shoulder. Then come back through the center and repeat on the left side, sinking your left hip and looking over your right shoulder. Come back up, sink your hips again, push through your hands, shoulders down, and then push back into our downward facing dog. And breathe here. Then take a few steps forward to the front of your mat, coming into our standing forward fold. Place your hands on the floor if you can. Otherwise, you can have them on your legs, whatever feels comfortable, or have a bend depending on where you are on your flexibility. You're just going to hang here, feel your head heavy. And your arms heavy. Then take hold of your elbows and then just rock gently side to side. Come back to neutral. Place your hands on the floor again. Have a slight bend in your knee and then roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming into our mountain pose. Keep your palms facing forward, shoulders down, engage your core. And just close your eyes here as you just set that intention for the rest of the practice. To stay focused and present. And to allow your body to do what it's supposed to, which is to burn that fat, to burn the calories, to be in a place of peace instead of a place of fight and stress. And here we want to be able to release that stress, get deep into our poses as we go into our different binds, and just enjoy moving the body here on our mat today in a safe, calm environment. Open your eyes, take your hands over the top of your head, have one big squeeze. You can add a slight back bend here, interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up and add a back bend if it feels nice for you. Then we're going to come on forward back into that standing forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Breathe here, bend your knees and then come on up into our chair pose. Really engage your thighs. So although we may not be really working hard and going fast through the movements, poses like this really do add a lot of burn in the legs. So you are actually engaging these muscles. And with doing so, you're building and toning, which is also helping you to get that body that you want. Place your hands in prayer position. And we're just going to add a twist here in chair position. Reaching your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Pushing your Hands towards the center of your chest and looking up to the ceiling. And careful as you look back down, put all your weight into your right foot. And you're going to step back into this twisted high lunge. Breathe here. Make sure that back leg is extended. You're balanced and opening your toes with the right foot, making sure that you are grounded and stable. And we're going to open our hands up, placing our left hand next to our right foot, reaching towards the ceiling to deepen this stretch. And here we're going to come into our first bind. So you're going to reach your hand underneath your legs, bring your right hand behind your back and interlace your fingers as you look over your right shoulder. If this is too difficult for you today and you can't interlace your fingers, please don't give up. Just go to where you feel comfortable, keep working on it, and then keep trying and coming back to this video until one day you'll realize this is not about a competition who can be better or who can or can't do things. This is just about learning to work with your own body. And extend, come back into our twisted high lunge, come back, place your hands, step back into plank, and then through our chaturanga. Come into our upward facing dog, breathe here, and then push back into our downward facing dog. I want you to, sorry, I'm just move my mat slightly. I want you to stay here. Slow your breathing down. Push through your hands. Bring your chest towards the mat. If you want to add a little bit of a bounce here as well to deepen the stretch, you can do, just be very careful. Come back to neutral. Look to the front of your mat, bend your knees, and then we're going to jump back into our standing forward fold. Again, I want you to just stay here, feeling that flexibility increasing down the backs of your legs. If you still need a bend, that's totally fine too, in the backs of your knees. Just listen. Again, add a slight bend in your knee as we roll up into our mountain pose. Reach your fingers over our head, interlace our hands, pointing our index finger up and adding that little back bend. Then swan dive down, back into our standing forward fold, and then bend our knees, coming up into chair again. Hold it here. And just breathe through any uncomfortableness. Allowing yourself to settle into these poses and enjoy the fact that you are building and strengthening your body. Then bring your hands into prayer position. And again, we're going to twist into that twisted chair. You can look towards the ceiling or you can look down to the ground to help with your balance, whatever feels best for you. Then bring your gaze down, put all your weight into your left foot as you step back carefully into your twisted high lunge. And again, once you've found your balance, you can again look up towards the ceiling if that feels good for you. Opening those toes, having a strong back leg to help you with the balance. And you can extend your hands, bringing your right hand next to your left foot and reaching that left hand towards the ceiling. And here we're going to come into that bind, bringing your right hand through the legs, reaching your left hand behind and interlacing those fingers, pulling your shoulders back and looking up towards the ceiling. And breathing here. Then come on out carefully, extend those arms, come back into our twisted high lunge, look forward. And this time we're going to step forward, back into our twisted high lunge, place our hands on the floor, and then extend your legs again into our standing forward fold. Allowing our backs of our legs to stretch out, and you can add a little shake on those quads if you need to. Breathe here. Bend your knees, jump back into plank. Engage your core. I want you just to really try and stay in this position for a few breaths. If you need to do this from your knees, please do so. And through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, and push back into our child's pose. You can either keep your knees together or you can bring your knees to the outside of your mat, putting your big toes together as you reach your fingers to the front of the mat, and you try and bring your chest towards the floor, and then you're going to bring your forehead to the mat and then just relax here, taking a few deep breaths. Then come on up, tuck your toes, push yourself back into our downward facing dog. Here we're going to come forward, touch our toes on the floor, push our chest towards our thighs, and then extend. We're going to do this 6 times. So bring our knees, but you don't want to fall down into them. It's into a bear pose. So you can even leave them slightly off if you can. Come back, chest towards our thighs, and extend. Two more times. And last one. I want you to look to the front of your mat, and you're just going to jump, cross your legs, and meet me in the center. Coming up into our boat pose. Engage your core. Keep your shoulders down. If you'd like to extend your legs, please do so. If you'd like to deepen the intensity in your core, and if you have the balance for it. And then bring your feet down onto the mat. And all we're going to do here is bring your left leg towards your right thigh. You're going to take your right foot over the top of your left knee. And first, we're just going to add a twist here. So take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, and you're just going to use that elbow to push as you look over your right shoulder. Now you might find that this is far as you can go. If it is, then stay here and just keep working on feeling comfortable in this position. If you'd like to deepen it, you're going to take your left hand, thread it through that little hole in between your legs, and you're going to reach round with your right hand, interlacing your fingers and coming into our next bind. And then again, looking over your right shoulder. Then come on out. Extend your legs. We're just going to change sides. Bringing your right foot to that inner thigh or towards your glute. Bringing your left leg over your right. And we're going to add that twist first. So place your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Really push it there to get that nice spinal twist. And then look on over your left shoulder. And then when you're ready, come back. And if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you're going to add that bind. Bringing your right hand through that little hole, reaching your left hand around, and again, looking over your left shoulder. And you can use the force of your arm to pull that leg back to deepen the stretch. And then come on out. We're just going to undo our legs, come to the center of our mat again, and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time onto our backs. I want you to extend your right leg and just place your hands behind the back of your right leg. I'm just going to add a little stretch here. You can extend and flex that foot, just getting a deeper stretch down the back of your calf as well and your hamstring. And then I want you to bend your left knee, and you're just going to take that right ankle to the top of your left knee, and we're going to add our last bind. And we're going to bring our hands through the center, or through the hole, interlace your hands behind the back of your left leg, and you're going to use that elbow to push out the right knee as you bring your heel towards your forehead. And then come back, and all you're going to do is interlace your legs into eagle legs. Drop your legs over to the left side. Look over towards your right hand as you extend it behind you and come into another nice spinal twist here. Then come back up, change legs, drop your right leg to the floor, extend your left leg, interlace your fingers behind the back of the knee or anywhere in the legs depending on your flexibility, and just bring your leg as close as you can towards you. And again, you can add that nice point and flex. Again, bend your right knee, and you're just going to take your left ankle to the top of your right foot. Lift up your leg, bring your hand through, interlace your fingers behind the back of your right knee, coming into our reclined pigeon. And use that left elbow to push the knee out, really getting into the glutes and the hips here. When you're ready, bring that right foot to the ground and bring your left leg into eagle legs, dropping your knees towards the right side and looking over to your extended left hand as you reach for the back of the room. And then when you're ready, come on back. Take your legs all the way up. Reach for your toes to have another little stretch here. If you'd like to, you can also bring them over the back of your head, coming into our plow position. And then you interlace your fingers. Try and bring your palms together. And if it's within your practice, I want you to bring your hands to your lower back and you're just going to push on up into our shoulder stand. You can stay here, please be very careful. And you can either stay in your shoulder stand, or if you'd like to come into your lotus pose, you can do. And stay here if this is as far as your practice allows you to go. Or if you'd like to deepen this and come into a sort of a funky little bind, what you're going to do is bring your knees back towards the mat. As you bring your hands around the outside of your legs, interlace your fingers, and make sure you are very careful here that you don't go over onto your neck. You find your balance on your shoulders and just breathe through this. This is a great way just to really stimulate all that fresh blood flow and oxygen throughout our body. This is quite an advanced position, so please, if you do not feel up to doing this, please don't. And if it's something new, please try it with someone around just to make sure they can help you. And then when you're ready, carefully undo your fingers and you're just going to slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time, extending your legs, coming into our final position, Shavasana. Extend your legs and your arms and allow them to fall to the outside of your body in a comfortable position. Allow your fingers and toes to be relaxed. Close your eyes, and any tension that you still may have or stress, this is the time to let it go, if you haven't already in the beginning of the class. But I want you just to go inwards right now. Focus on all of the wonderful benefits that you've just done for your own body today. Not only for the body, but also for the mind. Allowing it to be calm, blissful, and still. Allowing the body to come back to that resting position. Its baseline, the place where it heals, burns the calories, and does its job, how it functions at its highest optimal level. So be proud of yourselves that you got here. Be proud of all of the poses that you accomplished and all the ones you tried that you're going to come back and try again until you can get to where you want with these flows and practices. Be proud of yourself for learning how to listen to your body, to work with your body, to move your body. These are things that we don't realize, but there's many people that are so disconnected from one to the other that this would almost seem impossible for them to do. So give yourselves a kind word and say, well done, you're doing it, you're here, you're starting the journey, or you're doing the journey to wellness, the journey to feeling great and empowered and blissful. And if you're ready to end your practice off with me, I want you to start to move the body and waken it up. Take a big inhale through your nose and exhale any tension or anything left out of your body. And then take one last big stretch over the top of your head before you open your eyes and you roll to the side and you come and join me in the center of your mat in a comfortable position. Thank you for joining me on this blissful bind flow. I really do hope you found how beneficial it is to not have to work your body so rigorously, or vigorously, should I say, and how it can benefit you by doing flows like this, where you're moving and twisting and still burning and making the body strong and toned. It doesn't have to be always in such a fiery way. And I hope by doing it like this, and you can see the benefits of it and how important it is to be blissful and be calm and at peace as well for your body to work at its best. It'll inspire you to carry on with these flows, come back and keep seeing the benefits that you get from them. And that's not me saying you shouldn't come and do one of my really fiery weight loss flows, because they're great too. But it's important to add the yin and the yang. You want to be able to get the best out of both worlds. And that's the beauty of yoga. We get to do that. So thank you so much. If you did enjoy this flow, please like and subscribe, share it with friends and family, and let's grow the channel. Please leave me comments below and let me know what you thought of the flow and also what you'd like to see more of. And I will get back to you on that. And if it's something I can do, I will most definitely be putting those flows together for you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.